All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and it is mock draft time. We're going to do a mock draft picks 1 through 14 to see who those damn Vikings end up with, and I'm so excited I could pee.
Yeah, for any of those who used to read us on draftseason.com or Skullhole or any of those other things, we do ultimate style, which means we rotate picks. I will start with the first pick, back to Onebar, back to me, till we get to 14 and figure out who the Vikings are taking at 14. I am so damn excited. Let's get this thing going.
The old switcheroo. You got the first pick up, and we do not know who each other picks are, so this could get dirty.
We don't know. So first pick looks like a slam dunk. Jacksonville Jaguars are taking Trevor Lawrence, most NFL-ready quarterback in the draft. He looks like a woman here from town, but hell of a prospect, and he is going to be the guy the Jacksonville Jaguars build around for their future.
Yeah, that's easy peasy. Next up are the Jets, which are not so easy. They could go in so many damn directions. It makes it tougher is the fact that they do not have a head coach right now. Appears they are very close to getting a head coach, but they don't have him. And they got a ton of needs. But I'm going to go with Sewell from Oregon. I'm giving him the offensive tackle. I'm pairing him up with Mekhi Becton, giving them one hell of an offensive line. And regardless who's quarterback, Lupagus could be quarterback back there, and he's going to have time. So they got him. They got the big boy.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Jets going anywhere but quarterback at 2, which I still think is a possibility. You got Sam Darnold, who kind of fought for his job toward the end of the season. I think giving him a guy like Sewell to protect him, talk about some good bookend tackles there. Holy shit. Otherwise, you could give him a weapon. So I think that's definitely a pick that is on the table. I am up now with the 3rd overall pick. Miami Dolphins are on the board. And maybe this is just after the game last night, but I'm going to go a little nutty here. I'm going Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama. Guy was amazing yesterday. So damn good, so fast, catch everything. He's a playmaker. Dolphins need playmakers around Tua, assuming they do keep Tua in this pick. That's something else to talk about down the road. But I'm giving them Devontae Smith. They need some weapons on that offense, and they got one here.
Yeah, I don't think that's nutty one damn bit. I think that's definitely on the table. They need playmakers on offense, and him taking over Jamar Chase, I don't think that's crazy one bit. Smith gets me very, 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 very excited. So hell of a pick by the Dolphins. Next up, Atlanta Falcons. And again, man, they can go in a lot of ways, but I'm having them pull the trigger on Zach Wilson, quarterback BYU. They still have Matt Ryan there. They still have some good weapons on offense. Their defense is garbage, but getting a guy waiting in the wings, and Zach Wilson, I think when all is said and done, will be a top 5 pick. The guy is insane, both as a passer, makes plays with his legs. So Atlanta gets their quarterback for the future, Mr. Zachary Wilson.
Yeah, Atlanta are, they get bad at the right time. They got a franchise quarterback, 12 years ago with Matt Ryan, and now they're going to end up in a position where they can just replace him with a potentially another franchise quarterback. So, hey, Falcons, the timing worked out great for you guys. Like I know all you Falcons are watching. With the 5th pick, I got the Cincinnati Bengals, and I am going to go a weapon for Joe Burrow when he comes back after that devastating leg injury to pair it with Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and it's another electric playmaker on the outside. Joe Burrow, when you have a young quarterback, I'm a big fan of giving him as many weapons, as many chances to succeed as possible, and surrounding him with this trifecta of targets, I think is a glorious thing. Who knows what Tyler Boyd's future is with the team. He's getting close to becoming a free agent, so Jamar Chase can replace him as well.
Wow, Joe Burrow, what a nice little tool he gets there. Very familiar face with him. Next up, the Philadelphia Eagles, another team without a head coach, so they could go in a handful of directions. A lot of needs here: corner, wide receiver, linebackers. So, I'm actually going to have them wait. As tempting as it is take a wide receiver. I'm having to go more need above best player available. I'm going to have them take Mr. Patrick Surtain from Alabama, cornerback, and squash that glaring beating red need. And they get a cornerback that will help them for years to come.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. He made some big boy plays yesterday in the championship game. Fun to watch that guy, Patrick Surtain. I know, just like me, you are a major fan of 2nd generation, 3rd generation players, and Patrick Surtain, he gets my parts moving. I'll tell you that right now.
Let's so we're at pick 7.
Yeah.
So the Vikings 6 picks away. Let's so a couple surprises here. Justin Fields is still on the board. Kyle Pitts, Kwity Paye. There's still some guys there that gets Vikings fans very excited. Very excited. Don't ruin it.
Greg Russo's on the board.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some good talent here. So Detroit Lions, this will be an interesting one too, especially if the draft does unfold this way. They talk about a team with needs. The big question here with the Lions, is it going to be time for them to pull the trigger on their future quarterback? Matt Stafford, there's already been rumors about him potentially being traded this offseason. You know what? I am firmly on board with the belief, as much as I love Matt Stafford, it is time for the Lions to get a new guy in tow, whether he learns from Stafford for a year or not. That remains to be seen, but I'm getting him Justin Fields from Ohio State. I'm a big Justin Fields guy. He makes plays with his legs. He throws a pretty damn accurate pass as well. Just Alabama defense was too much for him yesterday, but Justin Fields, he's already got Kenny Galladay in place, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson. There's weapons there. So Detroit gets their franchise quarterback of the future.
Wow. Hell of a pick. Hell of a pick. I don't like it being a Vikings fan. I think he's going to be pretty damn good given a year or two. But Lions, great pick. Next up, Carolina Panthers. Some needs on defense. They got needs kind of everywhere. But I am going to give them Mr. Micah Parsons, linebacker from Penn State. Arguably probably one of the best defensive players in this draft. And I think at pick 8, it is one hell of a gift. And they go best player available, also fill a need. And it is a win-win for Carolina.
Wow. It sure is. All right. Denver Broncos on the clock. And one more quick note. It'll be interesting to see if the Panthers do go best player available with Parsons over a quarterback like Trey Lance, because, Teddy has really kind of worn his welcome there, not playing exactly great. And our good friend, the Big Cat, has made it very well known his displeasure with Teddy Bridgewater.
He despises him.
He does. All right, Denver Broncos. This one's a little tricky. Again, like we talked about a lot of teams, this is going to be a pretty fun draft because I know it's only January, but there's a lot of ways these teams can go. But I'm going to give them the second best cornerback in this draft, Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. Broncos, you're playing in a division with the Kansas City Chiefs. You got the Raiders with Henry Ruggs. You got some weapons you're facing every single week, twice a year sometimes with these teams. You want to make sure your back end of your defense is as strong as possible. Taking a young stallion like Farley would ensure that happening in the future. Might have some hiccups in year one, but down the road, this is a pick that will pay off for the Denver Broncos playing in that explosive AFC West.
Wow. Well, you sniped me for the first time. Dallas Cowboys are up at pick 10. They need help in the secondary. You take Farley, and that kind of wipes away the early first round cornerback. So Dallas, man, they need corner, they need tackle. Quarterback's still a question. I'm going best player available for him, and this is going to hurt Vikings fans, but I'm going Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye is officially off the board. He's a Dallas Cowboy. I think Kwity Paye, we've said it in a few episodes, where his draft stock is just going to continue to rise, especially workouts. He is an all-out freak, and Dallas would love to throw him on their defense.
Hell yeah. Well, you sniped my pick for the Giants. Kwity Paye was not going to make to the Vikings if you got by the Cowboys, because he was going to go to the Giants. So they're going to stick with that edge rusher theme. They're going to go ahead and grab Mr. Gregory Rousseau from Miami. He's raw, but a lot of potential here. Joe Judge can get this guy, mold him the way he wants to. He'll be around him on that pot with that sexy movie Ghost, and just mold him into his liking. So Greg Rousseau goes to the Giants, a guy who I'm going to admit is a prospect who I don't know, he might end up going a lot lower than this when the draft actually comes about. But Greg Rousseau right now, 11 to the Giants.
11 to the Giants. All right, next up, San Francisco 49ers pick 12, and they sprint to that board with their card. Trey Lance, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. They get their quarterback, and whether he needs to sit for a year, whether he needs to sit for a year and a half, he's got everything you want in a quarterback for these days, and I think he's gonna be damn good. I just think it's gonna take a little bit of time to get him there. So Trey Lance, pick 12, steal.
What will they do with Jimmy Garoppolo? Are they gonna trade him to the Vikings?
No, they'll probably sit his ass on the bench, let him play for a year, whatever it is. Trey Lance could probably come compete with Jimmy Garoppolo day one.
Will they give us Nick Mullins?
Gross. I'd rather have Nick Christensen.
Ugh, yuck. All right. So that leaves the Los Angeles Chargers. I still want to call them San Diego as much as it pains me to realize they are in Los Angeles. This team's got some needs on the O-line. It seems like every year the Chargers need help on the O-line, and they never do it, except when they took Forrest Lamp and broke my heart back in, 2017, 16, something like that. I'm going to go ahead and say they pull the trigger on their left tackle of the future. I'm going to give them Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech. Athletic, big man, great wingspan, good set of balls on him. He can come in, protect Jesus Christ. Herbert. You got to protect your young quarterback's blind side. A guy like Darrisaw can do that. So I think he is a very, very nice fit in Los Angeles.
All right. Well, it's happening. The Vikings are on the board. I'm terrified right now.
There's some talent on the board.
Let's look at some guys who are on the board before I get to make the pick. I'm very excited about that. But what are you thinking before I make this pick?
Well, I mean, you're looking at a guy who really stood out last night, Christian Barmore, that as that 3-tech for the Vikings. He can also stop the run. He can create pressure. The guy was swatting down passes. He was a difference maker last night. A couple of old linemen. You see Rashawn Slater, who can play tackle and guard. Jalen Waddle, he's on the board. He had the bad ankle yesterday, but he still played a little bit. Sam Cosme is another guy who's sticking out here. So I would mention Wyatt Davis, but I didn't even see. I know he got hurt last night. Did not look good. I don't know what his status is, but it looked pretty gross. So I'm assuming he may be tumbling on the board a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm at the podium. I'm very excited right now for the Minnesota Vikings.
Where this is going to go.
With the 14th pick, the 2021 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select wide receiver Alabama, Jalen Waddle.
Did it.
I did it. It's just too damn good a value. I mean, if this scenario was in place, I'm guessing they're on the phone trying to trade back a little bit. But Waddle, gadget guy, shifty, speedier than shit, squashes a few needs, can return punts, can be used on special teams. And to throw him into the mix with a Thielen, with a Justin Jefferson, is just too tough to pass on. And I am all on board to take the best player available. Even though Christian Barmore is my boy and I love him, I got to go Waddle.
Yeah, it makes sense. Again, you mentioned the key to me, the separator would be that return ability for him, put him back there as a rookie, let him learn the offense slowly, but he can make an impact as the Vikings return man, a real return man, one that teams actually have to worry about. So that's it. That is our first official ultimate mock draft of 2021. It was very fun. It was very exciting. And we'll probably do a lot more of these than we probably should.
Yeah, we probably will. Let us know down below who the Vikings should have took, where we reached. Any comments you have, fire away. We love to hear it.
And here's one other thing you're going to love to hear, especially you, Onebar, because this is a fact you're going to want to take to heart. Eating tomatoes can help reduce sunburn.